Well, hi! Hello there! Where have you been? It's nice of you to tune back in. Hello, plant friends! This is Miro from Basic Plants and welcome to my channel. So, it's been a moment since my last video. Can you believe that it's only been 4 days? Unbelievable how time flies. So it's been a couple of weeks since I put up my last video and I really wanted to apologize for that. Things happened. There was the heat wave and I also had to treat all my plants. I had to bring all of them outside because I could no longer ignore some of the issues that I have been catching on my plants. So I do apologize for that. Taking a couple of plants out really takes time. And I really wanted to clean everything, to clean the growing space. We also reached 1,000 subscribers, basically 1 million, just, 1,000 times smaller. And I want to thank all of you for that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for inspiring to make more videos. I hope you're enjoying the videos. I really enjoy making them and I really hope I have more time to make them. So really thank you all for that. I really love seeing your comments. I love replying to your comments and I really appreciate that you watch the videos. That was the second thing. And the third thing, let me explain to you why I have been away for 2 weeks. Ever since March or April, I have been seeing some mealybugs here and there. I have seen them on the flower of my Petalum, which is a continual bloomer. So unfortunately, I had to cut back the flower. I have seen them on my violets. I had to throw away 5 or almost 10 violets because they had root mealybugs. And violets are kind of difficult to treat, and there was just so many of them. I really didn't want to spread the mealybugs on the rest of my violets, so, in order to save 30 of them, I did have to get rid of some of those that were not doing really well. And honestly, I have no idea how they spread to my violets because I do not share water. They are in self-watering pots, so I have no idea what happened there, how they spread, but they did. I have been also seeing some mealybugs on my Ceropegias. I have seen a few on my hoyas, but not too much, just a couple. Obviously in Hoya linearis, that one has been in isolation and it actually produced a peduncle. I do not know if it will flower because it's pretty much dehydrated. When you are dealing with mealybugs, especially root mealybugs, they dehydrate your plant and I still have to treat that plant more. I need to take care of it more. But then I have started to see some thrips here and there. I have seen thrips just last week on my begonias, especially on my very big and very special begonia. I think it's Begonia diadema that I recently got, and it was in such a bad condition when I got it, and I was able to recover it and to grow a really nice plant. And I noticed it hasn't been doing so well. First, I thought that it was due to the light, that it was just getting too close to the light, because in a video Betsy Begonia made, her begonia Hildegard Schneider was kind of looking a bit sad when it was close to the light. So I assumed it was that, so I moved them even more down, so it has more space between the plant and the light. But then I really started to take a look at plants and I saw that it does have thrips. And I have seen a couple more begonias that they do have thrips. And what surprised me is where I found them on my begonias. So usually on aroids you will find thrips in the back of the leaf, but in begonias it was on the front of the leaf and it was towards the petiole actually. And I did see some damage, some grazing on the front of the leaf near where the petiole meets the leaf. So that was a bit surprising to me. I even saw thrips in my peperomias. Figure that out. Out of all the plants that they can nib on here, they chose a peperomia. Not very smart. None of that is what the video is about today. Today I wanted to talk about hoyas and something that I noticed on my hoyas. I noticed that my hoyas, my last year hoyas, not the ones that I got this year from Sweden, but the hoyas that I got last year have not been doing so well. When the summer started, they have really been putting out more and more growth. Of course, they have been growing throughout the year because of the LED lights, but at the beginning of summer, I have seen all of this new growth. All of them had new vines, and it really looked like this summer they will put out many new leaves, and I hoped that some of them might even bloom. Unfortunately, I have started to see some dieback. And first it started with plants that were always kind of slow for me, always a bit problematic, so I wasn't as concerned. I was just figuring, oh, this plant is being a diva again, nothing new there. But then it started on other plants, on other hoyas that have been doing really well. And I could not figure out why. I know that I have been watering them. I know that the humidity is high. I know that I had enough light. So I really could not figure out. I thought it was the culture. Perhaps the mix was wrong because all my new Hoyas in the mix of moss and bark are doing really well. So I thought, maybe I will change the mix. So I really wondered what could be the reason. So I started talking with my friend from Sweden, and I actually started to talk to her about my Hoya australis, subspecies australis, because that one is very slow for me to grow. And then when we talked, she suggested for me to check for spider mites, specifically for red spider mites. Now, don't get me wrong, I am very familiar with spider mites. I've had them on my philodendron verrucosum. I don't know if you can see him back there. Hi. But up until recently, I never had red spider mite. So, I checked the plant, I looked at it very thoroughly, I checked every leaf, I really inspected the plant. I said, no, there's nothing there. But then she told me that the red spider mites are very tiny, and unless you have a magnifying glass, you're really probably not going to spot them. So I began to wonder. Then one of my mounted orchids almost completely died back, and I'm not sure if I will be able to save it. And also, for the longest time, I could not figure out why. I thought it was getting dehydrated because I'm very bad with mounted things. I thought, I'm just not giving it enough water. One afternoon, I just sat there. I think I held the orchid this close to my eyes. I sat there for probably 15 minutes, and then I saw them. I saw the red spider mites, and they're so small, so tiny. It's really impossible to see them. And now I understand why you might need a magnifying glass to see them. On that orchid, I did not see any webbing, and the plant was severely, severely affected. The bad thing is that that plant, because it was mounted, it was hanging on my Hoya shelf, and it was hanging next to some of my Hoyas. So I started to check my Hoyas, especially the ones that have been in the proximity of the orchid. And I checked the back of the leaves, and I did not see any grazing. I did not see any type of dehydration in the leaves. And even those that had the vines die back, I did not see anything there. So I thought, I don't think it's spider mites. And then one day I was looking at this Hoya, Hoya Jennifer, and I really started to look at the vine, not at the leaves, at the vine. I started to look at that dieback, how it looks, and then I noticed that the dieback looks a little bit odd. It was quite suspicious, and I will show you a close-up of the damage so you can see how it looks like, and I hope it will help you identify the issue. But I did not see any pests again, nothing. I took a hard look, but I didn't see anything. And it wasn't until I checked my Hoya Carey, I took a look at this Hoya, and again, it died back here, and then the peduncle that it had just fell off. I took a very close look at this Hoya. I just looked on the vine because, again, no damage on the leaf really. I could not detect anything there. So took a look at the vine, and really like this. And I stared at it for, again, several minutes, and sure, guess who I saw? Guess who I saw? Guess who I saw? I saw the red spider mites, several of them, just moving very quickly. Very unfortunately, a lot of my Hoyas had, or still have, possibly spider mites. So all of my Hoyas in semi-hydroponics, I have them on all of the Hoyas that I got last year. So that includes Hoya species Rangsan, Hoya caudata, Hoya merillii, Hoya meredithii, Hoya, not on lacunosa, but on Hoya finlaysoni, Hoya callistophila, Hoya carnosa splash. I do not even know if that one will grow again. The first thing that I did, I showered all of my Hoyas. That's the first step that I did, just to remove any dust, anything from the leaves that was nasty. Then I mixed some paraffin oil with dishwashers. Okay, dishwashers. I mixed some paraffin oil with dishwashing liquid, and I made a 2% solution. So that is 2 milliliters of paraffin oil per 100 milliliter of water. But of course I had to make more because I need 2 liters to spray all the Hoyas. So I mixed that, and this is a solution that I previously used on my calatheas, and it has worked really nicely. But I do have an issue with this because sometimes it seems that on some leaves It evaporates much quicker. On some of them, it doesn't evaporate, it seems to me, even at all. Now, you can go with 2% solution or you can go with 1.7%. And actually, paraffin oil, I believe, is used in some of the horticultural oils. So 1.7% is what they use, but I do think they also have some other active ingredients. So I opted for 2% because I know that the red spider mite is a bit of a challenge. Today or tomorrow, I will wash all of the leaves with dishwashing liquid mixed with water just to clean them off, to clean any residual oils. And then I continued to talk to my friend in Sweden to see what is it that she uses to get rid of red spider mites. And she did tell me about a product, and she says it's the only thing they find to be effective, and this is used by Hoya growers in Sweden. The product seems to be worldwide available. It's Cumulus, or however you would pronounce that. I will show it. What a strange name. So it's called Cumulus, and the active substance here is sulfur. So it's 800 grams per kilogram. Of course, this is not a kilogram, this is 50 grams. So I would say perhaps 40 grams of it is sulfur, and then I don't know what goes in the rest. It doesn't specify. And this is actually a fungicide, but on my label it doesn't say it can work as acaricide and as insecticide, but if you check the website of the manufacturer, you will see that they clarify that it can be used as acaricide and as insecticide. When you are dealing with mites, you cannot use an insecticide, you need something that is acaricide. That's just how it works. Of course, you can use mineral oils like paraffin oil, you can use horticultural oils, you can use neem oil. Never in my life have I found neem oil to be very effective. I have used it for spider mites and calatheas, they kept coming back. Just plain dishwashing liquid and water was even more effective than mixing neem oil. I don't know how, I don't know why, but when I just used a higher concentration of dishwashing liquid and water, that seemed to work better than a small concentration of neem oil and a drop of dishwashing liquid and water. It's just how it was for me. It doesn't mean that it will be the same for you. I will try to use this product and I will make an update on how well it works. My friend told me that 2 treatments within 7 or 14 days will be enough, and then after that I should just wipe the leaves clean. I will spray it in the garage, so it will not be outside. I will not spray inside. Of course, you have to wear protective equipment, gloves, mask, whatever. But I do not think this is extremely harmful because it can be used from air, and harmful insecticides or pesticides, they cannot be used from air, and this one can. So I do not think it's that harmful. And obviously, if growers in Sweden use it, who am I to question that? And it's bonus, it's a fungicide, so if I have any fungus, it will get rid of that as well. So that's what I have been doing, and that's why I have been away. I did record several videos, I had time for that. I recorded a video of mounting my tillandsias. They are looking very nice now. Or I can make a completely new video, and it could be sort of a plant haul because I have some new plants that you haven't seen. If you have any suggestions how you treat red spider mites, specifically red spider mite, or if you have ever experienced red spider mite, let me know down in the comments below. Have you experienced them? What is your experience? Was it devastating? Just prepare me. Because my friend from Sweden, she is very supportive. She's like, they're the worst. And I just said, well, thanks. Makes me very confident now. I hope that all of you have been doing well. Just let me know in the comments below. What have you been doing in the past 2 weeks? How are your plans? How are you? I really want to know. So let me know what you would like to see on Saturday. Would you like a plant haul? Would you like to see me mounting my tillandsias? Or... well, those are the 2 options. You don't have many options really, do you? If you like, you can follow me also on Instagram on basic.plants, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!